Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Kemo here, and it's time for an epic Beyblade Burst Dynamite battle, man! Dynamite battle! Oh, dude! Oh my god, dude! Dynamite to battle! Or Quaddrive with things. Oh my god, even just going back and just going with it, man. Holy shit. But yeah, man, but we gotta do a top 10. Top 10. Strongest bladers in Dynamite battle, man. This season, you talk about, oh my god. This was actually the season that I, did the live reactions. I did a full season of the live reactions with it. I came with Super King and then Dynamite battle, I did a full season with it. It's on Instagram, go check it out. But yeah, even doing the live reactions, I'm so glad and honored y'all enjoyed them. But yeah, man, but top 10 bladers from Dynamite battle. So we're getting right into it. My number one list. Now, just going how off the season is. This season was a dope season. The whole thing with Belle and stuff. It was dope. Belle was like that anti-hero, if you will. Because it was so dope. Because it was basically like a continuation from Super King or Sparking, because they still had their Sparking days. But it was dope. But yeah. But here's a rundown. So, number one, I gotta get it to Belle Dizora, Belle. Because Belle is so dope. Dangerous Obama! Dynamite Obama! Dude, even Belial was such a dope bay. I like his roller stuff. Belle was dope. Belle was a dope character. He really was a dope character. He was a dope character. But yeah, number two, I would probably have to say Vault. The big time between Vault and Belle. Because when Vault and Belle faced off, I think Belle beat Vault. I think he did beat Vault. So yeah, so that making Belle on the top and then Vault under Belle with things. And even with the season, Vault still had Brave Valkyrie, before getting to Savior and all that, which it was dope. It was big time dope with it. But yeah, top three, I gotta say it's Rashad Goodman, the big time evil of this season, man. Come on, dude. Raphael, greatest spear. Even his dude, even just thinking about his battle with Vault, dude, Rashad, man, when you talk about the big time bad of the season, the antagonist, he broke two bays, which he broke Belial, he broke the hamburger, he broke the perfect Belial, Dynamite Belial, and he also broke Savior Valkyrie, which is insane, but I would say, Rashad wasn't like that. Rashad never had, a really big-time dark aura. He was just, I guess, what? He's still breaking bays, and he was still, a big badass. So, yeah, dope with it. And Rashad did beat Vault. He did beat Vault. And then Belle and Rashad, because Rashad beat Belle a lot of the times, and then the finale, Belle won against Rashad, the protagonist getting the win over the antagonist type shit. And with things with this, so that's number three. Number four, I gotta give it to Free. Free obviously did some cool stuff in this season. He battled what is his face? Ranzo Kiyama. He also battled him, even the thing with Feminia, even still him being a legend and stuff, it shows Free was definitely a big time blader in this, in a major way, the plot between Free and Belle and all that, but it was dope. Free beating Belle, but Belle then getting wins over Free at the end of the day, because it was dope. Rashad versus Free, that would have been a pretty good dream battle to see, to be honest. That's another one. Ah, man, that's another one. That's another battle that didn't happen. But that'll been a dope dream battle. But yeah. But number 5, I'm giving it to Louis Shirosaki. He had rage longiness at the start of the season with Bell. Because even Louis challenging Bell, Bell bodied Louis at the end of the day. Like, damn, And then obviously coming back and getting rage longiness. Or not rage. Yeah, guilty longiness. Coming back with guilty longiness and stuff with things, which it was dope, man. It was dope. Like Bell versus Louis was dope. And the fact that Bell beat Louis the first time, that was honestly insane, because he had rage longiness and stuff. And then when Louis got guilty, he beat Bell so many times, and then Bell got mad. He was like, I want one more battle before it starts raining type shit. And then this man just crushed it, Louis. Oh, man. But, yeah. I think that's how it went down. Yeah, Bell won against Louis. He did. He beat Louis. But it took him so many tries off the top of the dome with it. But yeah. But I'll give Louis number 5. Number 6. This is tough. Number 6, I have to give it to Felix Payne. Felix Payne was also another character like, that's a diver. Felix Payne, he was a dope character. Him living on the legacy of the Phoenixes, But yeah, but Felix Payne was a dope character. I really, really loved his character and stuff. Like the whole thing about Rashad and Shad and Felix Payne, because it was dope. But Felix Payne is number 6. I would probably I gotta mention Shu with things. Shu. I almost forgot about Shu, truth be told. Shu. Gotta give it to Shu. This is tough. I would probably put it somewhere in between Felix Payne and Shu. I would probably put. I think Free. Free Louis and Shu. They're all in that aroma. Then you got Phenomenal Pain, which I'll give him number 7 with things. And then number 8 would be like Ilya Mao. And it's so dope because dude, it's so fucking dope, dude. Because they had Ilya Mao. And she, it was a chick, it was a female, she was our first female blader in Beyblade history. I mean, we got female characters, but an actual female blader that actually owns a unique bay. Because, they definitely slogged it on that with Brust. We didn't see a lot of that, but with Ilya Mao, they made her, it was so dope, because Hasbro managed to, making, Magma E4 Tour. And it was really dope, man. But it's just the thing about Hasbro with their DB systems and stuff. I wasn't really interested in the stuff with Hasbro with Quad Strike, because it was the time when they lagged on the weight and not putting the metal armors. If Hasbro would have put the metal armors in these DB bays. And even the DB system was so it was a fun system, It was a fun system, don't get me wrong. But I would have loved if Hasbro would have at least given us the metal weight armors, the metal armors. That would have been cool. But, and even inspiring Kimbo to make his double BU plus or BU plus series, and inspiring me to make my double BU plus series, and, modding my Magma. But Ilya Mao is also a dope character. She did face off against Louis, but Louis did defeat Ilya, so you know that's dope. Number 8, I would probably have to give it Ranzo. Ranzo's a dope character, you know. Ranzo's also a dope character. I mean, Ragna, you know, putting major respects to the Kiyama brothers, because you know, got Ragna owned by 9 in the X, so you know, making Kiyama proud with things. Number 10, I would probably have to give it to Basara. I think Basara and Ranzo, they're definitely like the lower ones in this list. But yeah, man. But that's honestly, I think that's a good list. I think that's a good list. I gotta go to dinner. I gotta go to dinner across the street, actually. So I'm gonna go and wrap this up. I think this was a good list. I almost forgot Shu, kind of like how Kimbo did, but yeah. But you know, it's so dope. This season was dope. And fun fact, this season was literally the last season. This was technically the last season of Beyblade Burst, and then Hasbro decides to come out with their exclusive season 7. So you already fucking know what the next one's gonna be about. Gonna make a top 10 talking about Quad Strike. Come on, man, you already fucking know. And I'm also thinking about making a video about like bladers with potential, like bladers that we never saw like the full potential of, you know, like bladers that should have returned or should have came back in other seasons or some shit. You know, I'm gonna do a video on that because I definitely think that would be dope. You know, making a theory video about like bladers that had like unlocked potential or some shit. Some characters I would have loved to see return, and some of them they just left out. But yeah, but if you're piecing the puzzles, then you'll probably figure out what I'm saying. You know, gotta make a video. Gotta make the video. And also, I forgot to mention with the sparking video, they had characters in the manga that they never put it in the fucking show, which I mean, what the fuck, man? But you know, and like I said, I'm gonna say it again, all these bladers, man, I love them, major respects, and yeah. But yeah, guys, but that's gonna do it. I gotta get up out of here. But yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash cap down below, let me know how I did. I hope you enjoyed all the top 10, you know, all the top 10 videos I've done. There'll be one more left, and you already know I'm gonna hype it up. But yeah. But I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash comment down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for some epic content because I upload daily. Make sure to ring that bell. All that crap shit to notify whenever I upload a video, you guys. Dynamite battle was dope. It was definitely the last season from Kintera Tomy and then Hasbro making Quad Strike. But Quad Strike did it better, I would say. They definitely did it better than this. Definitely how it ended it, yeah. But yeah, but until next time, it's your boy Kim signing off. See y'all later. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, stay awesome and cool. Shoot. Well, let it rip. I'm about to get, man. And also, it's getting weird to the point. It's getting so nice out. Look at this. Ah, man. It's literally getting so nice to where the point the sun's going down. Look at that. Motherfucking dope, man. This is what I love, man. I love time like this. I love when it does this, you know. Like, I love when it gets dark around, like, what, like 8:30. You know, the sun start going down around this time. You know, I'm not really much of a fan about the daylight savings, you know, when it gets dark around, like, 5:30. Y'all know what I mean. But, yeah, this is dope, man. It's fucking dope.